from the truck. That can only really mean one thing if you guys are coming along with me in the truck. Either I'm on some parts run or I've got another project going on. Well, it's really kind of both. I'm headed to Georgia to drop off Mom's car. You can see it back there. And on the way, I'm going to stop at Jason's house and pick up some spare parts for the Berlinetta. And I've got another buddy I'm stopping at on the way down as well. And I'm going to try and grab some T-tops from a guy up in on my way back. So, but also I've got a project coming that I'm pretty excited about. So yeah, I know I kind of have a lot of projects already, but this one's going to be worth it, guys. It's a 1989 IROC. This car is my dad's car. It started out as a friend of mine's car, and we went to Florida. My brother and I went to Florida actually, picked it up, and golly, that was, I think it was a little before I met my wife actually. So the car ended up being my brother's for a while. There's actually a really old video of me picking my brother up from the airport in his car after I just had it painted for him. So a lot of really cool history with this car. It ended up being my parents. Kind of a similar story as how the Firebird ended up being my folks. So the car ended up being a 5.3 with a 4L60 E-swap. It was one of the very first ones that I had done, and there's a lot of stuff about the car that needs to be redone, and I've got a whole bunch of really fun stuff planned for it, and we'll take you along for the ride on that one too. So, but basically I'm going to ditch the factory PCM. The harness that we put together, you know, over a decade ago it's got issues, and I'd really like to see the benefit of an aftermarket ECU in the car. So we're going to grab a Holly and put that in there, and that, of course, that'll control the engine and the transmission, and we'll have some, I guess, some logging capability, so that'll be nice. The intention for this car is to be a fun hot rod style daily driver for my dad. So I'm really glad I stopped in Southern Virginia for fuel. It's a full, what, 24 cents more? No, 14 cents. Either way, I feel like I got a good deal. 14 cents over 19 gallons isn't that much, but you know. Anyways, I digress. So yeah, so it's going to be a fun car. So it's been kind of a long trip already. It's a long trip in general. It's gonna, all said and done, I'll probably have put almost 1,700 miles on the truck. You know, you really I gotta hand it to this pickup truck of mine. It's a 2000 Silverado 1500. I've told you guys about this truck a little bit before. It's gosh, it's got 281,000 miles on it, and it just takes a licking and keeps on ticking kind of deal. It's a great truck, but I got to be nice to it too, though. You know, we run 65 mile an hour max with the open trailer. Don't even run quite that fast with the big trailer. So number one concern would be getting the load stopped. You know, we'll be pretty heavy on the way home. We've got some really cool parts that we're picking up both in North Carolina and Georgia, so you'll want to stick around for seeing what all I pick up. So some pretty neat stuff, you know. Most of those parts are going to be for the Berlinetta or just for the shelf. You got to remember that this car is all spare parts. Well, between myself and Jason and my dad, we actually have some pretty cool spare parts. So it's going to get some cool stuff that might not normally see on a budget car, but you know, you take the good with the bad kind of deal, you know what I mean? So this is going to be a good trip, but there's plenty of situations where things are tough. You know, tight budgets and everything else. So next stop is Jason's. We're gonna see what all he's got for us. Well, we stopped in North Carolina and we saw Jason, and he brought me some goodies. The transmission is for another buddy of mine. We're gonna drop that off in Gray, Georgia, so that'll be our next stop. So, but check this out. Set of L92 heads. That box has got, I think, a carburetor, some ignition parts, all kinds of other stuff. And there might be some people that know what those are. So, very, very exciting. So far, I'm headed back up the Fall Line Freeway. Now I've driven this road one time before, but it was a really long time ago, and I really forgot how nice it was. It's a wide 4-lane highway, not super well traveled, so not a ton of cars. It's carved out of the rolling hills of kind of central or central eastern Georgia. It's a little bit frosty out this morning, about 27 degrees. So, I mean, it is November. It's almost Thanksgiving time. And just an absolutely gorgeous ride. So, I'll introduce you guys to the new project here shortly. It's really exciting. Also got lots of parts for our spare parts Berlinetta build. Even got some parts for the Formula, so hopefully we'll get back into that project a bit as well. So it's great to see my folks. Didn't take any video while I was there. I was just enjoying the visit so much that I kind of forgot that I do a YouTube thing too. So, but we're gonna keep on trucking, and we got one more parts stop in North Carolina on our way home. And then we'll be home. Well, car's back. I'm back. It's been a busy couple days as we got unloaded and figured out what all we need to do. The car is definitely it needs some love. I guess that's about the best way we can put it. So every part of the car has some crazy thing going on with it. So we're going to dive into this over the next several months. So I'll take you guys along for the ride with that. But thanks for coming along. I know this is probably kind of a short video, but it was a really good trip down to Georgia. It was great to see what few friends I was able to see. Of course, my mom and dad. And I got to grab this and check out some of the other cars. And so stay tuned over the next few weeks as we get into not only the red IROC, but we've got all kinds of planned upgrades for the Berlinetta. And I got a few things I want to do to the white car as well this winter. So we're going to try and get into all that. I also got some new parts for the Formula, so a little bit of 4th gen love for you guys. But anyways, thanks for coming by, and we'll see you on the next one.